Hello and welcome to how to make a classroom representation or group of people representation using Padlet and Bitmoji together. So I've logged into Padlet and we go to our basic Padlet landing screen. First thing that I want to make sure that you're aware of is that now that we have a school subscription, if you had a Padlet subscription before, it will take you there first. And if you go up here to the left, you'll notice that Padlet Basic is highlighted. So it automatically takes you into that. So now if I try to make a Padlet, it'll try to take me to a screen like this that says my limit is reached. That's because we have a limited basic account. So don't fret, because now we have a unlimited Jackson account, which we can switch over to. So instead of creating under Padlet Basic, I'm going to go right next to it and I'm going to select Jackson Middle School. And that means that all my other Padlets are here, but anytime I want to make one, I don't have the same restrictions. This is our full account, which gives us more options. So I can make, join a Padlet, observe a gallery, or manage people. In this case, I am going to make a Padlet, and I'd hit the plus button. And it'll take me here, and I'm going to select grid. Because that arranges the content in rows of boxes, which means that you're not going to get any kind of overlap. You can also select wall as a good choice. Grid will let you move people around in rows. Wall will just pack them in as close together as possible. Okay, so I've already created a Padlet, so you would click on a blank and it would move you on. I'm going to go to the one that I've created to show you. I've got my Math 7 CT one here. And I've already created this, but if I was just being dropped into this Padlet, it would already have created something for me that and the screen for modification would come up. So in order to change my Padlet, I'm going to go up here to the little gear icon and click on it to modify. Change the title and the description. And then where it says icon, the icon shows up to the left of the name, and you'll notice that it shows up on the tab in Google. This can be really helpful if you are like me and have way too many tabs open in Google. So pick an icon that is different from your others, and then move on to your address, which you can copy to clipboard and share. Your wallpaper, which allows you to change the background. You have options here, plus you can customize it. Oops. And then we have our color scheme, the font, so you can change that around if you'd like. And then posting rules. Attribution means the name of whoever created the post is at the top. I usually turn this on because I want to ensure that I can see who posted what. New post position, so do they show up first or last in the order. And then allowing comments, so are you going to allow viewers to comment on posts? If you're trying to do any kind of discussion, it's always good to turn that on. Reactions, they give you a bunch of options. I've chosen like for what we're going to be doing today, but you can have no reactions or voting, stars, and grading. Require approval, you're going to want to keep that off typically, because otherwise anytime something is posted, it's going to ask you for permission. And then for filter profanity, obviously for this I don't need it because I'm working with professionals. However, with our lovely little teenagers, probably turn that on as a matter of course. Never a bad idea. Okay. So once I have everything the way I want, I'm going to hit close or save, and I'm ready to start posting. So in order to create your Bitmoji classroom or your Bitmoji group, go up here and you'll notice that I have what we call extensions. You can manage them if you have your Google account name here. It's directly to the left and it looks like a puzzle piece. Extensions are kind of like widgets, if you're as old as I am, or you can think of them as an add-on, or you can think of them as like an app that has been added to Google. And there's a whole bunch of them. So you'll notice I have a Padlet extension, which allows me quick access to it. And then I have my Bitmoji extension, which allows me to drop things in Google Chrome. Now, if you do not have a Bitmoji extension, it's super duper easy. You're going to click on a new tab. You're going to type in Bitmoji, and usually Bitmoji extension will come up. Click on Bitmoji extension and the Chrome Web Store, and it'll take you to this page. Now, because I already have installed this, you can see that it says just remove from Chrome. On your screen, though, it'll say add to Chrome. So you're going to click on this button. It takes just a few seconds, and then it should appear up here in this little toolbar right next to your address bar. If it doesn't, go into the extensions menu by clicking on the puzzle piece, and then scroll down, and it'll still show up, but the pin will not be highlighted. So find Bitmoji and then highlight the pin, and you can see that it puts it in and out of that bar. Okay, so once I have this in here, I'm going to go back to my Math 7 CT, and I'm going to click on my Bitmoji extension. Now, sometimes it takes a minute to load, but if it takes more than like 30 seconds, chances are you're not logged into your Bitmoji account. If that's the case, then you need to open up a new tab and log into Bitmoji, however it is that you normally log in. Whether, if that was, did you log in through Snapchat the first time? Did you log in through Google? Whatever you did before, you have to log in the same way. Now, the really cool thing about this is that if I want to make a Padlet add to this, all I have to do is click on the Hi Team button, which is what I've decided to add for now, and I'm literally picking it up, dragging it over, and dropping it in. Done. That is it. Now I have my Bitmoji person. So I'm going to say you'll notice it says Lee Reinemann up here at the top. Okay, and I can edit this if I want. I can add a title. Since it already says my name, and it should say the people I'm working with's name, I might add it anyway, depending. And then I will write, always helps if I spell my last name correctly, right? And then I can write whatever I'd like on the bottom, like, welcome to the Math 7 CT. Okay. In this case, I'm going to have everyone that logs in write some information about themselves, such as so what I'm going to have them write like what they teach. So I teach Math 7 team taught, and geometry honors. Geometry honors. Okay, and then I'm also going to have them put in how long they have been at Jackson. I have worked at LJ for 8 years. God, that's been a long time. Oh my goodness. Okay, so but you can have them add in any kind of introduction information that you want, and also if you want to later have them change this to like their current status, you can have them do that too, which is really nice, right? So how I'm feeling. Nervous, excited. Today's my first CT day with my new team, so I'm excited. I'm a little nervous because, you know, it's just the way of the world. So then once I'm done typing in what I'd like, I'm going to click outside the tab, and I'm going to add it. I can move it around, but since it's the first one in this tab, it's going to center it. Now, anytime a new tab is added by clicking on the plus symbol, it'll move it to the front because I said add to the beginning, and it's going to include it in rows. Okay, so I thought that this was a really neat way that you could actually have a virtual representation of people together in the same place, and I hope that you enjoy it. A couple of other things. If you want to edit the post, you can always change the background color, right? Or you can change the text by editing. You can transfer it to a different Padlet entirely. You can expand the post, which means you can make it bigger and view it in its larger form, which is really nice if you're having them do a bunch of text, right? Or if it's a smaller visual. And set as the cover, or delete the post if you need to. Okay, some other options. You'll notice that I've allowed adding comments. So anyone who is here can add a comment, and they can like it if they like by clicking on this little red button of like. So I thought this was a very fun way to be together in the same space when being together isn't possible, and also a quick way for people to get to know each other and learn how to use this function. So hopefully this is helpful to you, and if you have any questions, feel free to check in with me, or if you find out anything cool or new, I'm always super excited to hear about that too. Have a great day.